religious standpoint to it as well. Obviously, Christianity, it says God gave humans dominion over the world.
That's right. The situation of a lion and put it into Tesco's and justify what we're doing to animals on that. Do you see how it falls apart?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, they're there for us to eat. For their, you know, not for us to abuse.
What's your view on if I had chickens at home?
Okay.
And used their eggs?
So. Right. So what we're doing today, we're just doing a little experiment. We're just talking to people. I want people to have a look at what's on the screens, and then I would like you to put your money into the section in which you would like to continue contributing towards, basically. That's good. It didn't take long. It's similar to me.
That's a good side.
That's the good side, mate. Yeah, you got it. Like you both guys, you put your money into the pot on the right. Is there anywhere in your life where you put the money in the left?
I think to some degree. I don't agree with what's happening in the video's egg side.
Okay.
Free range, you know. So obviously some companies say they're free range, but actually aren't.
Okay.
But yeah, I think just society now, they're too stuck with eating meat and wanting meat. I don't think that there won't be a big enough cause for it to change.
What about personally, yourself?
Personally, I just personally like the taste of meat.
Okay.
I like vegan food. I'll have vegan food quite a lot.
Okay.
I like the taste of it.
Okay.
But I personally also like the taste of meat.
Are you against animal abuse?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so if you could live a life where you didn't pay for it, what would stop you? If you said you already like the vegan options, why don't you just constantly buy the vegan options?
Because I like the taste of meat too much.
Does it justify what you're paying for?
Well, of course it doesn't justify what's happening in these videos here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I try to. My mum's vegan.
Yeah.
She buys things. When she's buying meat, she buys it free range.
Okay.
Like that.
So it's interesting. Like one of the factors there. So your mum is vegan,
yeah.
But she obviously is still buying you guys meat.
Yeah.
So you know she's still contributing towards these industries that are exploiting them animals.
Yeah. To some degree, yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but what would make you stop? Like, you're against animal abuse.
Yeah.
You like vegan food. So
Yeah.
Why you're justifying it by taste? But you said, or did you say that do you think your taste is worth more than the animal's life?
No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
I don't know. I try to pick foods which aren't being distributed like this, and
okay.
As cool as that.
Okay.
So free range foods, buy it from a local butchers who I know would get it free range.
So that is free range. This is what happens to male chicks, free range male chicks, and all of the farming practices on there are free range. Let me give you a question, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that you have like the best farm out there, and it is a brilliant farm.
Yeah.
The animals are cared for from the minute they're born,
Yeah.
and they're cared for the whole way, like really lovingly. And then we ship them up one day when we're ready to, when we've decided to, and we take them to an abattoir, and they go into the kill floor, and they get bolt gunned in the head and stabbed in the throat. Do you think that that's moral and ethical, even though they've had a really nice life? Do you think that it's okay to then end it in an abattoir?
That isn't the only way. Obviously, that's the main way because it's the cheapest, the most affordable. It's the most how they're going to make the most profit.
Right.
That's not the only way they do things. Like an electric, I know there's a way electric shock to the head, which just kills them instantly.
Okay.
Or puts them to sleep.
Okay.
That is quite humane.
Okay. Is there a nice way to take someone's life?
Of course, there's no nice way about it.
But just a question: why do you think we have animals on Earth? Just like a.
Why do I think we have animals on Earth?
Like, for example, cows and pigs,
Yeah.
animals like that.
Why do I think we have them?
Yeah.
Well, I think that animals are just here with us, like the same reason as why humans are here.
Yeah.
I think that humans have got a bit of a supremacy complex, and we think that we're above everyone else, and we manipulate everything and everyone to how we want to make a profit or something for us. I actually think it should be a live and let live situation. Like it's just as much their right to have their life as it is for us to have our life.
Yeah, of course, but then you can also look at a religious standpoint to it as well. Obviously, Christianity, it says God gave humans dominion over the world.
That's right.
It also says that we should care for the world.
Yeah.
So I could say I'm Christian, I think I have dominion over the animals.
That's right.
God says so.
But do you know what dominion means?
Yes, you have power over them.
Okay. You have power over them. Well, it's more like shepherdship. Like your dominion over them is to care for them. The same as parents would have dominion over their children, right?
That would be stewardship. If you're
stewardship.
Caring for them.
Yeah. Okay. So you could use stewardship as a similar word. Same as, would you agree that parents have dominion over their children?
To a certain age, yes.
Right, so would we use that justification to put children into gas chambers and stab them?
No, of course, no, that would be unacceptable, but
Okay.
of course I just think that we are not above animals, but we're ultimately the top.
Okay, you could get a lesson, because animals, what do animals do? They eat other animals, right?
Right.
So you could kind of look at it that way and say, well, if they're doing it, why shouldn't we, you know?
Animals do loads of other horrible things to each other that we wouldn't say they're doing it, so I'll do that. Animals kill each other. Like, we wouldn't say, like, imagine if you got arrested for murder and you said, well, Judge, them animals over there kill each other, so...
Yeah, but that's why you've got a conscience, and you can decide on what's more so morally right, what's more so morally wrong.
You got it, bro. You got a conscience.
Yeah.
So the animals that you're talking about, the lions and the tigers and the wolves and the bears, they haven't got what's called moral agency like you and I have. We have the ability to choose right and wrong, and we're not in a survival situation that they're in. So it's different. We can't take a survival situation of a lion and put it into Tesco's and justify what we're doing to animals on that. Do you see how it falls apart?
Yeah.
I mean, there is no justification for that on the left. No.
So what's happening there is they're taking the calves away from the mum, because cows only produce milk because they're mums, right? So whether they're male or female, they get taken away. And if they're a male, they get killed pretty much within a day or two, or maybe like a couple of months for veal. If they're females, they get put into little isolation hutches, chains around their neck, and they'll be there by themselves for around like 8 weeks or so. And the mums go off to be milked. And then that milk goes to products like dairy milk, cow's milk, things like that for the shelves. And then around 5 years old, their milk production slows down. So then they go and find themselves on the kill floor as well. Do you think that system is justified because we like the taste of milk?
No, but there are also other ways which farmers milk their cows. It's not, obviously most of it is done like that.
Yep.
Because that's the cheapest, most affordable way.
Yep.
But people also do it a more humane way.
Okay.
Where they do just go out and milk the cows.
So obviously for the cow to produce milk, it has to be made pregnant.
Yeah.
So it has to have a baby taken away because the baby can't drink the milk, right? So even if the farmer is milking them by hand and he only has 3 cows and he looks after them and it's all like done nice and he's still caring for them, when that cow is spent, she's the abattoir to be killed, and if she like calves a male boy, the likelihood of that boy being killed within the first couple of months of his life is really high. So I know where you're coming from, because I would have argued a similar thing because I cared about animals as well. Like when I wasn't vegan, I would have said all the same things, like, yeah, but they could do it nicely, and it could be a humane way of slaughtering. Like, even to take that word, right, humane slaughter. Humane means kind, benevolent, loving, care for. Slaughter is like the unlawful, like taking of life, like, you know, murdering a life. And we've put them 2 words together to make it feel better.
Human euthanasia.
Yeah.
Human euthanasia.
Yeah, it's mad. We wouldn't say, oh, sorry, Judge, I humanely raped that lady. It's the same as you wouldn't put humane slaughter, humane racism, humane child trafficking. It doesn't work, but we use that word for consumers to make them feel better about paying for the TV on the left.
Yeah. What's your view on if I had chickens at home? Okay. And used their eggs?
So I have chickens at home. We've rescued 11, 1 passed away, so we have 10 at home.
Yeah.
The issue that this all started, that TV on the left started because we started viewing animals as products, and we started viewing what comes out of animals as products. So when we view an animal as a product or an egg as a product, that's where the injustice starts. Now, for our hens at home, have you ever seen like when you crack an egg on the floor in front of a chicken? They go mad for them nutrients. Hens have been genetically modified to lay 300 eggs a year. They should only usually lay around 12 to 15. The rate that they lay eggs, it just absolutely drains their body of nutrients and calcium. And as soon as you throw an egg on the floor for our hens, they just devour it because they know they need the amino acids and they need that calcium back. So even if we look at backyard farming on a small scale, on just a personal level, my 1 chicken and their few eggs, we're still viewing them as a product. So still ethically and morally, I'd say that's wrong. And it was the beginning of where factory farming came from.
Them chickens, they're going to go to a factory farm or something else, so surely you'd see it as more humane to keep them, use their eggs still, because it's not going to become a chicken.
No,
feed them, and because they're going to die otherwise if you don't keep them. So surely it would become more humane to use their eggs, keep them alive still, keep them fed,
So yeah, so if you want to put it on a scale, like if we didn't rescue them and they went to a slaughterhouse, that's like the worst that can happen. And then if you took them to your back garden and then you still exploited them from your back garden, yeah, that's better than them being stabbed to death. But then if you took them to your back garden and you gave them their eggs back and you cared for them and nurtured them and let them live in an environment where they're free from exploitation, that's an even better version. So why wouldn't we just go to the best version we can do for that hen rather than looking at exploiting them a little bit?
What benefit do you have from caring for a hen? I mean, you might feel satisfied after caring for a hen, but at the end of the day, you're not getting anything out of it, are you? Personally, for you, you're not getting eggs to eat or meat to eat.
But
you know,
yeah, it's a good question. But do I need to? Like an animal, do I have to get something from an animal? Does the animal have to do something for me? Like maybe I could just do something for that animal, because if I didn't rescue that hen, she'd been slaughtered. But me doing what I've done, I don't get anything from it, no. But I know that that animal's going to live a happy, safe life because I stepped in and we rescued them.
I mean, you're right, yeah. I mean, I've got a few animals myself, but I just think there's a reason why, you know, meat has protein, for example, or some kind of amino acids, and it's for us to eat. That's just my personal opinion from a religious standpoint, I suppose, that they're there for us to eat. They're not there for us to do that, but they're there for us to care for them, and then as humanely as you can, kill them. But,
okay,
you know.
So you touched on like three or four little things. I'll try to remember them as we go through it. So, from a protein point of view, do you think that you need to eat meat to get protein? Or eggs or dairy? Do you think you need to eat them?
You can supplement protein in other ways, but I don't think it's as good as meat.
Because this is like a nutritional topic on the side of animal rights, just quickly touch on the fact that the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has proven over peer-reviewed studies over a long period of time that a vegan, whole food, plant-based diet is optimal for all stages of life, including elderly and pregnancy. And I'm a vegan bodybuilder and I don't struggle to get protein whatsoever. Yeah. Okay, so we can't justify it because we need protein, because you can get protein from plants. In fact, protein only comes from plants. Like look at things like tofu, they have all the amino acids. So although that's a health perspective, we're just touching it because you raised in it, but focusing on the animal rights side of view. So if you agreed with me and you said I can get all my nutrients from plants, would you agree that a vegan is the most moral and ethical position to take?
If you look at the fact you're killing animals, then I suppose so, yeah. Yeah.
Now, you also mentioned from a religious point of view.
Yeah.
What is your views from a religious point of view?
That the animals are there for us to not just, you know, use as much as we want, but kind of, at the end of the day, you know, they're there for us to eat. For their, you know, not for us to abuse, but they're...
Can I ask what your religion is?
Catholic.
Catholic?
Yeah.
Okay, so does it anywhere in the Bible say that you have to eat animals?
I believe not, no.
So you may have been given dominion and you may have been given a choice, but it doesn't say that it is something that you must conform to. So therefore you have the decision on whether you continue to pay for these animals to suffer and die in gas chambers for sandwiches or not. So even from a religious point of view, no religious book tells you have to eat animals. And if you want to look at Christianity, the Garden of Eden was vegan.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, it's nice to... It's an interesting chat. It's good to bring these things up.
You open your mind to more ideas.
Exactly.
Things differently.
That's exactly why we're here, right? Because we're not here from a position of judgment, because I was your side of the fence once and I was paying for this. But I saw what I was paying for, and when you know better, you can do better and you can make different choices. And I was always against animal abuse, but I didn't realise how much I was paying for it. Yeah. So when I watched the footage, when I saw what was going on, I decided to align my actions and my ethics and be vegan.
Yeah, I mean, I never knew it was that bad, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It was bad, but I didn't know it was
I know. It's horrific, right? Let me give you guys these cards, right? Because research it a little bit further. Don't take my word for it. Check the website out. There's a really cool speech by Gary Yourofsky. There's loads of documentaries on there, and you can educate yourself a bit more and really understand what you're paying for. Because we shouldn't look away with our eyes what we're going to pay for our stomachs. Yeah. If we're going to be complicit in this, we need to not turn away. We need to educate ourselves. Because most people, when they see what they're paying for, it horrifies them. It shocks them into thinking, like, I can't believe it.
I've been thinking about it.